Good morning. I'm not as tall as he is. As he said, my name is Judy, and today I'm going to share with you my journey to Met. I grew up in the United Church of Canada, not this one, but a smaller one in the heart of Scarborough called Irondale Heights United Church. Growing up, my family was always very involved in the church. We went to Sunday school, sang in the choir, and my father was even the president of the AOTS in the 70s. When my two sisters and I were kids, Irondale always had a family Christmas Eve service at 7 p.m., but there was not always one for a late night one. Since the midnight services were always my mom's favorite, from when I was a little girl, we came down here to Met for the late night Christmas Eve service. It was always so magical. And when we left, we drove around looking at all the city's Christmas lights on the way home. When we got home, we had a snack, and each of us opened one gift before going to bed and waited for Christmas morning to happen. In the 60s and 70s, and even in the 80s, my neighborhood could support a robust United Church. It was filled with lots of kids and families just like ours. By the time 2000 rolled around, the demographics of my neighborhood changed, and this was no longer the case. Our church could no longer support itself, and we decided to look for other United Church options to attend. I wanted a thriving, diverse congregation of all ages and backgrounds. I also wanted one that could pay the bills. I decided in 2007 to come right here to Met. My parents tried a few Scarborough churches and then eventually followed. I have always felt comfortable and welcome here. 2016 was a hard year for me and my family. My sister and mom died within 12 days of each other in June. The church was very supportive of my father and I. Malcolm did my sister's funeral, and JJ did my mom's. They even called and visited us later at home. The support from the church and the clergy was greatly needed and greatly appreciated. My father died in 2019, and I asked JJ to do his funeral. It was what my father had always wanted, and I know he would have loved it. When I started going through my father's things, I found a Sunday school Bible from 1905. It was from when my grandfather went to Sunday school, here in 1905. How crazy is that? It was from Queen Street Methodist Sunday School, years before the United Church was even formed, so my family has a long history here. In the summer of 2022, my husband Darren and I were married here. Jason presided, and my childhood minister, Kerwin Davies, walked me down the aisle. He was 94 and both thrilled and honored to do it. I know my dad would have approved. Since I joined, I've gradually become more and more involved. I've peeled and cut apples. I've served meals. I've done scripture readings for service, photographed special events and services, played my clarinet for Christmas Eve, sung in special services as part of the festival choir. I performed in Joseph. I'm on the Visual Arts Committee, and I'm also the secretary of the official board. And I've made many friends here since coming to Met. I've definitely found a home here in the middle of the city. I would encourage everyone to get involved. It can be by volunteering your time, money, or simply attending services in person or online. You won't be sorry.